So we are going to go on a time travelling adventure. The day is Friday the 19th of July. The year is 1799. The weather is sunny, the water cold, and the Norfolk is anchored off the bay. We are gathered here this morning, travellers from a future time, to pay witness to a historic event that will play out on Quandamooka country. Coochiemudlo Island Heritage Society acknowledges the Quandamooka of the Jundai language group as the traditional custodians and caretakers of the island we call home, an island that shelters us as it has sheltered the Gunpul people for thousands of generations. We pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging, and acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded. While the Gunpul did not live permanently on Coochiemudlo Island, it is a special place for them, a place where ochre was collected for ceremonies, where the elderly and infirm were sheltered, and where songlines travel the mainland rivers to cross beneath our feet on this very beach. This beach is now known as Norfolk Beach, named for the sloop anchored in the bay. Her captain is Matthew Flinders, and the Norfolk was his first solo command. Flinders' mission was to explore the coast north of Sydney Cove, searching for rivers that could be used to access the interior of this country known as New Holland. His small crew included a Kurungai man named Bongaree and his younger brother Samuel, who joined Flinders on his explorations as an apprentice. The crew also included a black cat called Trim, and the dinghy they are rowing to shore in was restored by Heritage and Progress and named Trim in his honour. The sloop is now anchored offshore while Flinders is rowed to the beach by his little brother and a crewmate. As they approach, they can see the same pandanus palms and cypress pine trees that we can see. 1799 or 2023, from the water, the emerald fringe makes the island look uninhabited. The crew left on board are making minor repairs while Matthew Flinders explores the island and takes a sextant reading. The sextant that Matthew Flinders uses today is a genuine antique that was made in 1810. We like to speculate that it was the sextant that Matthew used when he circumnavigated Australia on the Investigator, but that event is yet to come. Right now, in 1799, Flinders will use this sextant to calculate the position of the island so he can record it as the 6th island in his maps of this bay. For any children here wondering why they should study maths at school, Matthew Flinders is currently doing quadratic equations in his head while he uses the sextant to calculate his position line based on the sight of the sun at noon in relation to the land. Flinders' calculations were so accurate and his discoveries about barometric pressure and the magnetism of the poles so significant that they are still used today. When they returned to the sloop, Matthew Flinders recorded finding simple shelters made from branches and several fireplaces, but no human life. He saw many strange, beautiful birds and a new type of pine tree that he recorded would be good for timber. 100 years later, those pine trees were used to build the wards at Meanjin, or as we know it, Brisbane. A lot has changed since Flinders first stepped foot on this beach. While we return to our own time of 2023, feel the wind on your face. It is the same wind that blew over the Norfolk and her crew. Feel the sand and the rocks under your feet. They have shifted with time and tide, but you can hear the echoes in the grains of sand as you touch them with your hands. We are connected to this history through our life on the island. It is a living history that breathes the salt air with us. As we leave our own footprints on this beach, we take with us memory and a responsibility to preserve the future for generations that will also stand here and feel the same wind and hear the same echo in the sand. Thank you. I'm not going to give you the spiel about photos with Flinders because he didn't rock up for today.